Welcome back to another episode of Aspie With Attitude. It's June 2019, I am 39 years old, I am autistic, have a speech difficulty, and my name is David. For this episode, I wish to talk about the space program, and we're talking about returning people back to the moon and also sending people to Mars. Though it was since February 2019. It was for the very first time I watched a SpaceX live stream of a takeoff, which has developed me an interest in the space exploration that's happening now. Now that my interest had grew, so has my imagination about the space travel for the 2020s. As it happens, I do not have anyone to talk to, since I like to obsess about returning people to the moon and sending people to Mars. And I do have a lot of information and knowledge I wish to exchange. And I don't have a friend to exchange knowledge with at the moment. So now, all thanks to YouTube and our autistic YouTube creator channel, Aspie With Attitude, I am able to explain my knowledge and my crazy fun-filled ideas that I like to share and exchange for that interest. Well, the first thing I need to know is that there's a handful of people out there who aren't interested in space, and while others would feel that we need to worry about Earth as if space do not exist. Well, now that we have the right people, the right technology, and companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin, and I think it's time to move on from Earth and show more human accomplishment rather than just have our own wars and cripple other countries and rip families apart like what we have been in the last centuries or so. Though, I have never signed up to take a mission to Mars or become an astronaut, of course, and I certainly don't hold much knowledge about rocket science, which I'll just leave it up to real experts, especially those who study at Harvard. And I do appreciate the starships that SpaceX is currently building. Whereas just after watching so many YouTube documentaries on the space program that's happening now, this seems to be so full on and it's hard to keep up since there are new ideas and new things happening in the space program that's getting put into action every week. Well, there's just so much to learn and how technology is changing every single day due to the space program. Well, since the technology is very much needed if people were to survive on Mars and the Moon, since such hostile places. And I do wish to also have friends to talk about space with. So I totally appreciate the effort that SpaceX had so far contributed into this space program, and so has Blue Origin, and how SpaceX has been inventing reusable rockets that can land back on the landing pad rather than just thrown away, just like what they used to do in the Apollo and the shuttle missions. Well, not just the space program, and also I do appreciate the Starlink satellites that Elon Musk has been bringing to our orbit, just increase the internet that we have, which is just so cool. Like, if you're lost out in the sea, or you're just lost in the middle of the desert or in the jungle, you can always get internet to call for help. That's how powerful the Starlink coverage is expecting to get. Well, let's just talk about rapid change in technology, which is very much needed. And though, I can't wait for the moment when people arrive on Mars, and I hope this is going to be a very successful mission, especially for human beings to take the next step in human evolution as interplanetarian species, which is just going to be really, really cool, that we can all become aliens as well too, since we haven't found any yet. Well, I have a lot of faith in what Elon Musk has been doing with his company SpaceX, how he's building all these rockets, and how many nations and even NASA are just putting their heads together to actually make the colony succeed on Mars, which is very important that we all need to succeed. And how is so? For this episode, you could see how I use this test card that can also be used our Earth flag. Well, since this PM5544 test card is now seen more than 50 light years away across our interstellar neighbourhood, and it's just spent so much time being on TV, as the TV waves like the VHF, very high frequency, or UHF, ultra high frequencies, has left the Earth. It's travelled 50 light years away, allowing that test card to even travel that far into our universe. We also spent so much time on TV, and it's probably already being seen by extraterrestrials now, and they can see one alien right now doing something for the card just to impress them. And once more progress is made in the space race, you would like to talk more about space in the future, like especially when the moment comes for the 13th person to walk on the moon, which hasn't been done since 1972. And how is so in the meantime, I would like you to check out all the space news from Cloud Liquor and TMRO. They'll deliver you the latest updates about space. Since here, I'm talking about autism and talking about how an Aspie here is very interesting in space. And the reason why I like to run 3 fidget spinners though, like, you know, I just really love my special effects, just in case if you're watching all this for the very first time, which is all part of my niche. I'd like to say peace and respect. Thanks for watching Aspie With Attitude, and let's just show a bit of peace just in case if any extraterrestrial aliens are watching this.